right. Does everyone have a copy of the poems Invictus and Still I Rise? Okay. So I'm going to just very, very super briefly discuss the significance of the penning ceremony. You know it well because you've been doing this with me for many years when I was in Houston. But what we're going to do is have the attorneys come up, and they'll be standing at the front of the room, and you all will stand in front of them, and they're going to give you an eagle pen. And does anybody have any idea as to why we chose that as a symbol for the ceremony? What was that? Exactly, to fly high, exactly, to soar, to think big and rise higher. We want you all to utilize that as a symbol because of the fact that we want you to strive to exhibit the traits of an eagle. So those traits are basically, we want you all to be brave, okay? We want you to be strategic. We want you to be visionary. We want you to exhibit those traits. There's a lot I can say, but I'm going to cut it to that. Brave, strategic, visionary. And every time you look at that pen, I want you to just think of, I want you to be reminded of what we've been doing all weekend long. We've been pouring into you, and we've been letting you know that even though it's difficult, even though it's challenging, we are not sugarcoating it. We're telling you can do it, but it's going to be hard. But the reality is that life is hard, and you have to learn how to take the good with the bad, and it's gonna be both. But we know that you can do it. And we're all, if you've heard the stories this weekend, and if you've taken the time with any of the attorneys here, we all have a story. And we all have a story of overcoming adversity. And I know you all have your own stories. I haven't had a chance to talk to each of you, but I know all of you have stories of overcoming, and we believe that you can do it. So when you look at that, let that be a reminder that even though the road is going to, I promise you it's going to be difficult. We promise you that it's going to be tough. But we're all living, breathing examples of people who have overcome tremendous adversity, but we're still here. And I just want to ask, what do you think is that one thing that makes us different from you or different from, I'll say, the people who didn't make it? What's that one thing? Being perseverance and being relentless. Just make up your mind, I'm going to do this. There are going to be challenges. I know that. When I fall down, I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to do this. No matter what, no excuses. I'm committed. I'm going to make it happen because it won't be an easy path, but we know you can do it. And that's what that symbolizes. And I also want you all to take the time to research. And it's fascinating whenever I hear pastors do sermons on eagles, and I'm always in awe, and I love to hear about it. But take some time to research the eagle and all of the way it lives and breathes and eats and the traits, and then that's something for you to aspire to. So you all are aware that I asked you all to choose poems. I sent all of the aspiring lawyers a book, like a little booklet with a lot of some of the most motivational poems throughout the years, and they chose Invictus and they chose Still I Rise. Now, I did ask them to memorize it, but I know that you all are busy, and so that's why we've given you a copy, but we still want to recite those poems together. The reason why that's important is that words have power. And I know that I'll just give a teeny testimony, and then we're going to get started, but how many of you know that one person saying a word of encouragement, one person giving you one little piece of it can completely change the trajectory of your life? Who understands that here? And so for me, I have a thing, and I would pull it up on my phone, but I don't want to take too much time. But I have this thing I saw on the internet, and I bought a copy of it. And when I find it, I'll find it on my phone, and I'm going to send it to each of you. But I purchased it, I believe, on Amazon, and I put it in my children's room. All over their room, I have positive, motivational things, the Lord's Prayer, all types of things, because I want them to wake up seeing it and thinking it, because I know those words, the things you say. And so one of the things I put on their wall, it says words have power. Your words become your actions become your habits, all of these different things. And so I just want you to know that just just reading this and speaking this tonight is unleashing power. You may not realize it, but it's doing something in the atmosphere, and it's also doing something inside of you. So we're going to go ahead, and we're going to together. Do you all want to rise, or do you think you can do it effectively from the chair? You want to rise? And we're going to read together Invictus and Still I Rise. Do I have any students who are brave enough to lead? Okay, come on up. Anybody else? So you're going to do Invictus, Still I Rise, and I have a young woman who wants to do Still I Rise. Would you all come up? And if any of you want to do it together, because I can talk all day, and so you don't want to hear me. You can talk to me anytime, but I want you all to hear yourselves, and I want you all to be involved. So, okay.